How's it going, everyone? Andrew Gombis here. Hope you're all doing well. Here to bring you the main event breakdown of the rematch, Kamaru Usman versus Colby Covington, welterweight belt, Madison Square Garden. I will be there. I can't wait. What can I say about this fight, guys? These two fought in late 2019, December 14th, I believe, 2019, tied up 2-2 going into the fifth round. Usman finds the finish. A lot of controversy in that fight between injuries, eye pokes, early stoppage, whatever you want to call it. Nonetheless, it was an awesome fight. This time around, Usman is a minus 300 favorite. Colby is a plus 250 underdog. Hopefully, I've drawn some of you here from Twitter. I'm not a fan of many fighters. I'm pretty good at just looking at matchups, even keeled. And Colby is one of the fighters I'm a fan of. So there's really only a couple of them. So just full disclosure, a lot of what I tweet is kind of just me being a fan, but today gonna bring it to you strictly from a betting perspective. Usman minus 300, Colby plus 250. Last time Usman was about minus 185, Colby was about plus 150. I had no action on it last time. I thought the line was more or less right, and this time around I can't sit this one out too. I have to bet Colby here. I did bet him at plus 250. Hopefully going to cash another plus 250 main event breakdown that I've brought you last week, and obviously we had Glover. So had a couple on a little bit of a winning streak here with these main event breakdowns. Had Vittori, had Glover, so hopefully Colby could make it another one here. But from an X's and O's perspective, last time these guys fought, both were landing a lot. Usman, I think, has a little bit more power, but I think a lot of people are dismissing Colby's power here because he didn't knock Usman down last time. But if you watch that fight back, he did wobble Usman a couple times. There was one head kick. There was one left hand. And it's just one of these fights, guys, hard to predict. So in general, fights where there's a lot of question marks, which I think this one has a lot. Some of those question marks being, what will Colby look like after the layoff? Has Usman really made all these improvements? Colby's with a new camp. Usman's training with Whitman. So there's a lot of question marks here. Will either guy try to wrestle this time? Who wins the wrestling if someone tries? So anytime there's a lot of question marks, and I touched on this a little bit on Twitter, but anytime there's a lot of question marks, I think I'd rather be on the side of the big underdog. And that's just a general statement, not just this fight, but I think Colby, there's a good shot. We've seen him make improvements. Usman, I do think he has made improvements, but I don't know if it warrants minus 300, guys. Like, you watch that first fight. If someone turned off the television after 4 rounds of that first fight and said one of these guys is going to be minus 300 in a rematch, you'd be so confused. And I'm not saying that fifth round didn't matter. It very much did matter, and it's why Usman's the favorite this time, and it's why he's the current welterweight champion. It's because that fifth round, a lot of that body work was adding up as the fight went on for Usman, and I think that's one of his keys to victory here is working that body. I think one of Colby's big keys to victory that he didn't really utilize too much last time is, I think, leg kicks. I think Usman stands pretty heavy on that lead leg, and over 5 rounds, if Colby could kind of work the legs, work the body, I think that's his best shot to win. If I had to guess, I don't think either guy's going to try to implement the wrestling too much here. If someone were to shoot, I would guess it would be Usman, but I don't know that for sure. But yeah, I'm spitting a lot out at you here, but I do believe that the value's on Colby here. Usman is a guy who I don't like to bet against in general, but and neither is Colby, ironically. I have this very small list of fighters that I don't like to bet on under pretty much most circumstances, and Usman and Colby are actually both on that list. Elite wrestling, elite cardio, very good strikers as in their own right as well. Just very few flaws in their game. So I am curious to see how this plays out from a fan perspective. From a betting perspective, I don't see how you could lay minus 300 on Usman. The time to bet Usman is a big favorite passed already when he fought Masvidal twice. I don't think this is the spot. And Usman may win this fight. A lot of people are completely misinterpreting what I'm saying on Twitter, and I am playing up a character a little bit when I'm talking about Colby because I like to have fun with it. Very rarely do I ever take the side of a fighter from an emotional perspective, but I'm doing it a little bit here in case you haven't caught on. But that's why I wanted to make this breakdown to come at you from a completely unbiased perspective, from an X's and O's standpoint, from a betting analyst perspective, rather than just me kind of having fun on Twitter. So keys to victory, Colby leg kicks, better head movement this time. Usman keys to victory, needs to keep working that body, pump out that jab. And I think it's going to be a really good fight. I mean, this was fight of the year in 2019, in my opinion. One of the best welterweight fights of all time. I don't see why it would be any different here. I lean Colby from a betting perspective, plus 250 implies like 28% chance, which I think is low. So I'm taking Colby as the betting side in this fight. I'm really looking forward to this one. I'm going to have a lot more content out this week. Me and Magic are going to put our podcast out on Thursday. Special guests, me and Jonathan Coachman, Early Edge on Wednesday. Don't miss it. If you want to subscribe to all my premium betting content, get my bets emailed right into your inbox the second I make them so you can get the same lines I do. My Patreon's in the subscription. I'd really appreciate it if you signed up. Coming off a great week last week, so looking to keep the momentum rolling. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Let me know who you think is going to win in the comments. And if you don't mind, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. Thanks.